Hey, welcome back to my second Nano vlog for CampNano of 2021. Today is Monday, April 12th, and I haven't gotten any writing done today. I am planning to very soon. It's right around noon, so I've got plenty of time still to write, but I've got to edit my vlog for last week and then get my writing done and just things. But before I go any further, I'll just introduce myself. Hi, my name's Brenna. If you're new here, I am an indie author of an urban fantasy series. The first book is called Into the Shadows, and the second book is called Hidden in Shadows. They're both available on Amazon and on Kindle Unlimited if you would like to check them out. And if you've been here before, then hi, welcome back. It's good to have you again. If you watched last week's vlog, then you know that I didn't really get much vlogging done. I did get writing done, but not much vlogging because, like I said, spring break for my kids was last week, so the whole family was home and we were just hanging out together and being outside because the weather was really nice all week. So we were outside most of the time doing yard work or just letting the kids play, and my daughter's birthday was last week. So lots of stuff happened, so I didn't get to vlog very much. So I'm going to try and do better about it this week. My current word count is 20,336 words. I have not written yet today. And let me check. So right now, I am a couple hundred words ahead of today's goal. So even if I didn't write anything today, I would still be ahead. But I'm going to try to get some words out. I'm still doing pretty good at staying on my outline. If you watched my Nano vlog in November, then you know that I kind of went off my outline. But this one, I'm sticking pretty close to it. For me, it's getting more important to stay with my outline as my series is progressing. Like I said, I've already written 2 books in the Beldoran series that are both out now, so I can't change anything from that, and I have to make sure that as the series goes on, I'm addressing the stuff that I talked about in the previous books. The 3rd book in the Beldoran series is the one that I wrote in November, and so I can still go back and change things. I haven't edited it yet. I was letting it sit, but it's becoming important to stick on to my outlines and to make sure that I'm addressing the stuff that I've already brought up. A lot of people are pantsers, and there's nothing wrong with that. The first Beldoran book that I wrote was almost completely pantsed. I pantsed the first, I would say at least the first half of it, if not more. And then the outline from there was just a couple bullet points of, like, where do I see the story going? How am I going to end it, kind of thing. And I just used a couple bullet points to finish it out. There wasn't a real hard outline. And it was after that I sat down and kind of worked out what the series arc was going to be and what each book was going to be about. So I have, my vague story points, kind of the beats that I need to hit in each story in each book so that I can bring the series to a close in the way that I have envisioned. But all the stuff that happens in there and how you get to that ending or to how you hit that beat are subject to change, So if you're a writer and you're watching this, then you know as well as I do that sometimes your characters just don't want to do what you want them to do, and that you set out a specific plan for them, and sometimes they go off the rails and they start talking about things that you're like, I don't even know what that is. But, you'll just be typing the conversation out and all of a sudden they mention something and you're like, what was that? I haven't researched anything like that. I don't even know what that means. And so then either you delete it or you try to follow that vein with that character. And my characters do that. They go off script sometimes. But I'm doing pretty good right now. Last night I added a scene that I didn't write it the way that I'd outlined it, but I still hit all the beats to it. But I'm thinking I don't know, the way that I outline, hold on. So this is the way that I outline. It's not very exciting. Basically, chapter 1 is like just a couple words. Chapter 2, a couple words. Chapter 3, a couple words. It's not until, it starts getting further in that the outline gets more in depth. But, sometimes chapter 12, just a couple words. And then, like my conclusion is just, making sure that I hit all those beats. And then as I'm writing, I also keep Post-it notes where I mention, I've just labeled it callbacks, and the things that I mention in earlier chapters that I need to make sure that I address in later chapters, I'll put on here. And then I've also got another set of Post-it notes, which are, this could be anything. It doesn't have to be Post-its. This is just what was beside me. That was from book 3. But my book 4 stuff, it's just things that I am not positive about, that I mentioned in a previous book, and I'm recalling it in the current book that I'm writing, but I want to make sure that it's right. And it's like little things, right? Like, in chapter 7, did I ever name the training facility that Alex takes Belle to in book 1? I can't remember. I don't think I did, but I'm going to have to go back to book 1, which is a book I wrote 4 years ago, and I edited it 3 years ago. So, like, it's not clear in my head if I named it. So I'm going to have to go and check and see. And then, something as simple as in book 3, they're traveling quite a bit. And it's, was Belle's bag a rolling suitcase or was it a carry-on? Just little details like that. But to me, they're important because I want it to be consistent. And it's a detail from a previous book that I want to be the same. Now, in my series Bible are a lot of things about their favorite drinks and special quirks. Just the little things that make your characters come alive, and I want to be consistent through the book. So normally that kind of stuff is in my character profile in my series Bible. But the things about was she carrying a suitcase or pulling it, I didn't write that down. It's just when I was writing the 3rd book, I mentioned how she was carrying her luggage. Probably. I may not have even mentioned it, so it wouldn't matter. But all my outlines pretty much look like this. I usually handwrite them. Book 3, I went off fancy, and I actually typed it up, and then I printed it out. And then it didn't matter because basically there's like a big X through like the whole ending outline, and I had to flip the papers over and outline it by hand because I changed it. As I was saying, my outlines aren't too detailed, and right now I am on chapter 10. I just finished chapter 10. I need to move on to chapter 11. But I'm thinking, this is what all this was about. I'm thinking that from the chapter I wrote last night, I think that the next chapter actually needs to be a different chapter 11 than this one. I basically need to insert a chapter and then push them all down, which I did when I wrote book 3. I inserted a couple chapters. Some of them I didn't even write them until like the book was finished, and then I went back and inserted a couple chapters and had to change everything. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into what I need to do today. I am on the fence as to whether I'm going to edit the vlog or do writing first. I don't know. I think I'm going to edit the vlog first so that I can go ahead and get it up as soon as possible, because I've not posted anything on my channel in over a week. So I need to get to it. I updated my word count on the NaNoWriMo website, and my words today were 2,503, and then my total words for my manuscript are now 22,839. Sorry, there's a glare. I had a bit of not a breakthrough, I wouldn't say, but a bit of like one of the characters is kind of explaining his backstory a little bit, and it was just this big almost info dump, but in a conversation, and I was writing it out because something I had written kind of sparked the telling of it, but then I realized that that's not the right place for it. But I went ahead and finished it out because I was into it, writing it, and getting that character's thoughts and reasons and all his explanations. I was into getting all that down. Everything was flowing really well, so I just went ahead and finished it out. But it's almost 700 words, and it'll belong in a different chapter later on. Well, like I said, I just wanted to get it out. I believe I said earlier that I was probably going to be inserting a chapter, and I did insert another one. So even though my outline, which is what I keep looking down at. Even though my outline says that I'll be writing chapter 11 tomorrow, it's actually going to be chapter 12. And it's going to be a big fight scene. So, yay, exciting and also daunting. Fight scenes are always the scariest thing for me to write. But it's 9:30 and it's really close to my bedtime. So, I'm just going to... There. So, I'm just going to relax and probably watch some YouTube videos, see how the people are doing on Nano for the week or whatever, and I'll try to check in again tomorrow. So it is Wednesday the 13th, and I haven't written yet today. It's about 12:30, and I had a kind of a busy morning. I went to the grocery store, and I was going to settle down and get writing, and then my husband wanted to meet me for lunch, so I took him lunch to work, and I just got home a little bit ago, and I haven't written anything yet. But I am getting ready to start writing. I was going to set my bullet journal up. I have these cute little stickers from the Book Launch Planner. Mandy Lynn makes these, and I got these in November. Bethany Altazada was doing care packages off that she sold off of her website, and you could buy one and it had some goodies in it, and these stickers were one of them. I can link her channel down below. She makes some really cute stickers, but I didn't use them in November because I'll show you. If you followed my vlogs in November, then you'll know that I drew my own tracker for November, and I kept track this way on what I wrote, and then I used this one, which was a print off from the care package that Bethany Altazada sent, and I marked off every 1,000 words along the route as I got them done. And I don't think I kept track of individual how much I wrote each day. Like, I didn't write down the exact number for what I wrote each day. That's on the that was on the website. I did keep track using the little squares on the sides. If I met the goal, was below the goal, above the goal, or I didn't write at all that day. And then I would total how many words I had for that week. I didn't make one of those trackers for camp. This time I'm just keeping track using these stickers in my bullet journal, putting them on my daily spread. I'm a really lazy bullet journal. I'm not doing full spreads I don't do full spreads for full weeks. I do, I just give myself the bullet points of what I need to do that day, and I will do, here's my to-do list for the month. You know, library books are due, dentist appointment, that kind of thing. I have started putting a calendar on here, which is where I was going to put the little stickers, but they were too big. By the time I remembered that I had these stickers and was going to use them, my calendar, it wouldn't fit. I would have had to done 2 pages, and I had already started, so it wasn't going to fit, and it was fine. I'm just keeping track of them this way instead. So we're on Tuesday. I'm going to set up my bullet journal, and then I believe I'm going to get started writing. I went ahead and filled out my tracker so far for today, and sorry if you can hear my space heater. It's cooled off a lot where I live. Last week it was, you know, high 70s, and you know, we were sweating as we worked outside, and this week it is down into the mid 50s, and while that's not cold per se, I'm a cold-natured person, so even when it's a little bit cold, I'm pretty cold. So, anyway, I was going to mention I don't have enough of these stickers to put one every day of this month to keep track of my words. But these are the other stickers that I got these were specifically for Preptober, because she sent out care packages. You had the option to purchase several different ones, and I bought one for October and for November. And so this was for Preptober. I didn't use them because by the time I got these stickers, I had already made my bullet journal for October. If you're not familiar, then Preptober is what a lot of writers call October, and they're prepping for NaNoWriMo, which is the official National Novel Writing Month. And then I got this one when I think these two came in a little pack together. So I plan to use these whenever I run out of these. I'm a strange person in the sense that I didn't even want to use the stickers. I want to keep them like looking pristine and pretty. Because I always feel like my bullet journal's not good enough for them because they're so cute in my bullet journal. Like I don't make it cute, you know, I just make it functional for what I need. But I have the stickers, and aside from I decided not to let them just sit there and go to waste. So I'm going to use these, and then I'll switch to these whenever I run out. I should probably be mixing these in with these stickers, but I'm already in it, so can't change now. So, anyway, all that to say is I am a procrastinator, and I seem to do this every time. Whenever I need to get to writing, I will procrastinate and procrastinate. But usually once I settle down to start writing, then I really will settle down. Like I said yesterday when I updated, I hadn't even planned to write a whole lot last night. I had already written about 1,200 words when I sat down last night to kind of finish up the scene that I was on. But the words just flowed, and so once I was in the groove of writing, I just kept going until I was done. That tends to be what I do. I will procrastinate for a while and then just get over my procrastination, sit down to write, and then usually it goes pretty well. And today I'm hoping to get a decent amount of words in, but I'm not going to be upset or anything if I don't, because I did write quite a bit yesterday. So I'm in a good place word count wise, but if I want to stay on track and in fact be ahead, I need to sit down and start writing. Checking in tonight. It is about 20 after 9 in the evening, and I just finished writing. I'm calling it here. I'm kind of at an unsure spot in the book. I need to think a little bit more. There's going to be a big fight scene that I need to write as well that comes after this, and I don't want to start it when I can't finish it. So I'm kind of getting the dialogue and the build up into the fight scene, and then there's going to be a fight scene, but I need to figure out exactly how it starts. I know there will be one. I'm just not really sure how it's going to start. I'm going to update my Nano. Ooh, I broke 25K. So my current word count is sitting at 25,102. That's where we're at. That's another high word count day for me. Like I said earlier, yesterday I wrote a little over 25,000 words. And today I wrote a little over 22,000. No. 100. Let me try that again. Yesterday I wrote about 2,500 words, and today I wrote about 22,000. I wrote about 2,200. A little bit more, almost 2,300, which is pretty good for me. 2 pretty decent word days in a row is good. That means that tomorrow I won't have as much time to write in the evening. I really should write during the day when the kids are at school, because that is the best time. Nobody is here but me and the cat, and I could really focus and get a lot of words in. The problem with that is I'm an evening writer, or a night writer. A night writer. Anyway, that's what is it, 70s? The Night Rider was from the 70s. Anyway, early 80s. That's not the point. I am most creative in the evenings or at night. That's when I get my best writing done. That's when I would get the bulk of my words down, if it was up to me. But I'm trying to make myself into a morning or afternoon writer when I have the house free and it's quiet. Because when everybody's here, I have to put the headphones on and try and block everybody out with loud music so that I can focus on what I'm doing. And that works sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. But tomorrow is Wednesday, and I play D&D with my husband and a couple of our friends. We do it all online. We don't meet in person. But we start around 6, and then we go until usually 9:30 or 10. And then the kids have to be put to bed, and then I have to go to bed so that I can get up and take them to school and stuff. So basically my evening is shot tomorrow, so I have to get writing done during the day. Have to. So I need to get my writing done tomorrow during the day, and I may or may not. We will see. But right now I'm sitting at about 3,000 and some change ahead of where I need to be today. I'll be fine even getting a couple hundred words, which I try to get a little bit written every day. I had a comment on the video that I put up earlier this week from author Elliot, and she asked if I got worn out writing every single day. That she said that she can basically only write for 5 or 6 days in a row before she feels like she needs to take a break. And I gave her a really long-winded response, so if you watch this, I'm going to talk about it as well. I do and I don't. I mentioned it in my response to her that usually I only write like this every single day, generally during Nano. So far, I have only drafted during Nano the books that I have completed. I have written other books that I haven't finished, and those I just wrote whenever I wanted to. I seem to do really well writing when it's Nano and when being involved in the community, because before I wasn't involved in the community either. But being involved in the community and being able to have contact with other writers that are doing the same thing I am, the writers that are putting up writing sprints, being able to participate in those, just stuff like that, it helps me stay on track. And I like seeing, the little bar go up. So I don't get burnout per se during the month. And again, I do take those short days, right? Like I've banked almost 5,000 words in 2 days into my word count. So tomorrow, like I said before, if I only get a couple hundred words, I'm fine with that. And it'll just be a low word count day, but I'm still ahead. And it's days like that. And I could pull my trackers out for Nano for the last couple years and show them to you. There are days when I only wrote 2 or 3 words, 15 words, just to say that I had written that day. And because I'm really a big fan of the badges and the posting every day, you get a badge. So that's motivating to me. I want that badge every day. I want to see it to completion. And when I do hit that lull in the book, which has happened to me in every book I've ever written, I always hit a lull where I just don't feel like writing anymore. I kind of feel like I just want to take a break. When I'm doing Nanos, I'll push through it. I will sit down to write even if I don't want to. But when it is me writing on my own without having, the Nano community and the writing community just in general, encouraging and uplifting people to get some words down, just to get words on the page and just to try to move forward. There was a quote that I read. It was in a Nano encouragement. I don't know if they still do that, where the mentors would send out the messages and you would get it. And one of the mentors had said, and it's really stuck with me is the days that you have a hard time writing when the words just don't want to seem to flow. When you go back to edit that, or when somebody reads that, they don't read it like those were hard words for you. You know, those words that seems like a struggle to get out. When you're going back and reading it in editing, those words sound like all the other words. Even when you were in the zone and you were in the flow and the words were just pouring out. Those words edit just the same as the words that were a struggle to get there. And it just kind of resonated with me because it just kind of encouraged me to want to continue putting something down, even if I take it out later. That's fine. I mentioned it in either the previous vlog or I mentioned it in this vlog that I write pretty short first drafts. This first draft will probably be a little over 50,000 words, and I'm fine with that because I'll probably put another 15 or 20 into it when I go back through the editing stages. I always go back and, I write urban fantasy, so I always go back and I beef up the fight scenes because the fight scenes are the hardest thing for me to write. And even if I write it and it's a couple thousand words, maybe it won't sound right, and I'll need to stretch out some things, right? I want to make sure that I address all of the senses. I don't just want to write down what you would see. I need to say what you would hear, maybe what you smell, what what stuff feels like to touch. I try to cover as many of the senses as I can, and I don't do that when I'm writing a rough draft. I just get kind of what I see out onto the paper, which makes editing the fight scenes kind of hard because it takes a really long time for me to edit them because they're just hard for me to write, and I want it to be good, and I want it to be as realistic as mages fighting can be. I want it to be realistic. So anyway, I'm really long-winded tonight, but I just wanted to address Arthur Elliott's point of feeling worn out and burnout after writing for so long. And if that happens to you, then take the break that your body needs. But I encourage you to, after you take the break, give yourself those days where you're taking care of yourself and doing what you need to do for yourself. But I encourage you to come back and continue to write your novel when you feel refreshed and you feel like you can. Because the days that I would write just, 2 or 3 words just to be able to get that badge, I would come back the next day usually feeling better and just relaxed, because I would make the conscious decision of, I'm just going to add 2 or 3 sentences. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, close it, we're done. And then I would relax and do something else. And self-care is important. It recharges you and gives you the energy and the desire to continue. So if you need to take a couple days, take a couple days. Everybody writes at their own pace and in their own time. And I'm just talking about the things that work for me. I'm going to sign off for tonight, and I will be back tomorrow with another update. Good morning. It is April 14th. It's about 9:30 in the morning. I had grand plans yesterday, didn't I? I have already taken a shower and my hair's still wet, but I've got ready for the day. There are now a few errands that I need to run. I hadn't planned on going anywhere today. I had planned on staying home and working on my book. But you know what they say, best laid plans. I'm going to have to run out, and I'll probably be gone for a couple hours, which means I'm probably not going to get any writing done this morning like I wanted to. It's probably going to be this evening or this afternoon before I get anything done. Like I said yesterday, I do have D&D tonight with my friends, so that will cut into my evening, but hopefully I'll get some writing done before then. If not, I can always write a little bit after. As I said yesterday, I'm not real stressed out about it. I'm way ahead of where I need to be right now according to the Nano tracker. When I get back, I will try to get some writing done, and hopefully I'll get, I think I mentioned yesterday, I have to write a fight scene is pretty much the next thing I'm writing. And I don't really want to get into it if I'm not going to be able to really write it. So I may just do a little bit more. I might go back and add some words into chapters that I've already written, and because there are some places where I've made notes to myself of things to make sure that I address. So I might go back and do a little bit and just get a few hundred words in and then just call it a day. I like having a pretty good lead on my word count. It makes me feel good. Because I mean, I'm not competing with anybody else. And if, and I'm not saying that people have to write at the pace that I write, and I can't write at the pace that some other people write, but for me personally, I'm competing with the bar graph. Like, that's what I'm competing with. I want my line to stay above Nano's line. So I'm competing with a line on a computer. But it is what it is. Like I've said before, this is just what works for me. This is the easiest way for me to draft. I like to fast draft and get the story on paper and then go back in the editing process and change it up and, just do whatever else needs to be done. I will hopefully be back when I've written something. So I haven't written anything yet today. It is about 2:30, and the errands that I had to run this morning had to do with, I got a new phone, but the phone is overheating for reasons that I don't know. Apparently, it's just an issue with the phone that I got, and I didn't know that when I picked it out. So I had to contact customer service, and you know how that goes. I was on the phone with them for almost an hour. So when I would normally be writing, I was talking to customer service, all to find out that I'm just going to have to send the phone back, which is the phone that I'm recording on, because I don't have a camera, I just have a phone. I also took my old phone. It had a cracked screen, so I took it to go get the screen fixed, and I left it there, and it will be ready tomorrow. But I'm not going to have anything to record on until I get my phone back. I will update tomorrow with everything from tonight, what I read or what I wrote and stuff. But just wanted to jump on real quick and say I'm a slacker. I'm a writing slacker. I'm doing other things. It's just not writing. And sometimes that happens. Real life gets in the way and you don't get to do everything you want to. I would like to have already got my words down today, and I might sit down and just kind of piddle with it a little before I go pick my kids up from school. I'll have about 40 minutes ish, and then that might just be all that I worry about writing today, and then just focus on other things. I will try to get on tomorrow and update you with my progress. Hey, so it's me. It is about 7:30. This is my first time checking in today. I have had a day. I mentioned yesterday that I got a phone, and I got a new phone with a cool camera and everything, but apparently there was a problem with that phone. I spent most of today trying to get my old phone fixed because it had a cracked screen. I spent most of the day trying to get it fixed and then getting it reactivated, and I had errands I had to run, and most of it was trying to get the phone fixed. It took way longer than it should have, like 5 or 6 hours longer than they said it would take. But I have it back. That's what I'm recording on now, as usual. And my daughter had an appointment tonight at 7:30, so I'm here in my car, and I brought my laptop, so I am writing. This is the second time I've written in my car today. I was waiting on some food for lunch to take it to my husband, and I sat in the car and wrote like 400 or 500 words then. And then after lunch, when I went home, between trying to get my phone back, I wrote another 800 or 900 words or something. So I've got around 1,300 words right now. I'm trying to get another couple hundred in when my daughter has her appointment. I am in the middle of a fight scene. If you've ever watched one of my writing vlog before, you know how I feel about fight scenes. So that's where we're at. I'm working on it. We'll see what happens. Good afternoon. It is a little after 3 o'clock. I'm getting ready to leave to go pick my kids up from school. But I've already got some writing done today. I've wrote about 1,675 words. Exactly. So right now my manuscript is at 28,911 words. Cat. That is a little bit ahead of where I would need to be today for the 50,000 word goal. And I think after I pick my kids up and bring them home, I'll probably sit down and try to write a little more. I am still ahead, but it's going on the weekend. Today is Friday, so starting tomorrow, it will be a little bit harder to write because, you know, because the kids are going to be home, and that's just how it goes. I'll probably end the vlog here. I've tried to keep up with it, but I think that on the weekends it's just not going to be a good time for me to try and film because, you know, the kids and stuff are home. So I'll end here. I've had a pretty good week of writing. I've made it pretty far. I'm going into chapter 15 on the novel, and it's going pretty well. I believe I said in last week's vlog that I kind of struggled a little bit about finding my footing in this book, and I think I've gotten into a pretty good flow that I know where I'm going, and I'm feeling pretty good about where the novel is right now. So I will leave you all here. I hope that if you're participating in CampNano that you're doing well, and if you want, you can leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you're working on. I will link my Nano buddy name down below if you want to be buddies on the website. I check it about every day so that I can update my word count because I'm a sucker for those badges. So you can follow along with my progress, and then I can follow along with yours. I'll leave links down below so that you can contact me on other platforms. I've got Facebook and Instagram. And if you're interested in purchasing my books or reading them for free on Kindle Unlimited, I will post those links down below as well. So until next time, bye!